A pleasant day to everyone, especially to our teacher, Miss Meljoan Dizon. So today we are here to present to you our finished product for in the soap making activity, whom we called the Safe Gens Germicidal Soap. But before we start, let me introduce to you my group first. So I am Stella Maris Banglas, and together with me are Miss Clara Coninco, Miss Christine Diana Marante, and Miss Roselda Mansi.
Good day, everyone, especially to you, Miss Dison. I am Christine, and I will discuss the materials and tools we use in our laboratory soap making. So, the first thing we have here is immersion or stick blender, which is one of the most important tools needed for hot process in soap making. This is the tool that we use to transform the oils and lye water solution to a beautiful emulsion. Next is steamer. So we use this equipment to steam the cloth nga among gigamit to cover the soap nga nasa molder for curing process. The other one is dropper, and its purpose is to transfer tiny amounts of liquid. And in our laboratory activity, we use this to accurately measure the small amounts of fragrance. Next is steamer. So we use this equipment to steam the cloth nga among gigamit to cover the soap nga nasa molder for curing process. Is stirring rod, which is used for mixing liquids or solids and liquids. In making soap, we use this to mix the water and the NaOH or lye. So we also have pitcher. We use this to mix all the ingredients and additives sa amuan nga soap. So we also have plastic roll bags para sa black cloth after gistin. Ibutang o sa honey in case wala pa siya or wala pa nabutang sa molder ang soap mixture. Also, the plastic spoon, we use this while gatimbang the transfer sa NaOH gikan sa iyang suludlan dito sa among giga mga paper box nga nasa weighing scale to get the exact amount nga among kinahanglan nga lye or NaOH. And the dishwashing liquid or soap we use for cleaning the materials nga needed siyang hugasan. We also use spatula to carefully combine lye with oils and additives with soap, as well as to scrape soap butter off the container to the mold. Next is graduated cylinder, which is a long slender vessel used for measuring the volumes of liquids like oil we use in our soap. And weighing scale, which have played an important part in the production of soap. When following recipes, each ingredient has to be weighed accurately like in AOH to ensure the final product is right, and also used para makawalo ka pila ka grams ang imong na-create nga soap. Next is beaker, og ang purpose ani is to hold the mixture that will become the soap. Ang nasa beaker, as we observe or as I observed during the lab, is water nga gimix og NaOH. After ni ma-dissolve, i-add ni dayon siya sa pitcher nga naay oil. We also use silicone molds to make unmolding both cold process and melt and pour soap easy.
Good day! I am Roselda Mansing and I will tackle about the ingredients in our soap and gives the benefits of our special additives and why our soap becomes unique among others. Our germicidal hand soap contains lemon essential oil, and there are many advantages to utilizing lemon oil, which is the reason why our soap becomes unique among other soap. It has a sweet, refreshing aroma and gives you a boost of energy. On the other hand, its advantages are antimicrobial, and of all essential oils, lemon oil may offer the strongest antimicrobial effect. Lemon oil can also help nourish our skin because lemon oil is an astringent with detoxifying properties. Drained, lifeless skin gets revived by this. The antiseptic properties help with a number of skin irritations including acne, eczema, and itchy skin. Lemon oil also help in reducing excessive skin oil production. Because of this, it's an excellent oil to use as a foaming hand soap in your regular routine. oil, palm oil, and coconut oil are all well-known soap making oil that creates a good quality soap, especially when mixed with other oil that have other properties. In most cases, experimenting with an online like calculator will allow you to predict the properties of a finished recipe. Now, let's take a look at the oil themselves. Olive oil. Olive oil makes a hard, long-lasting soap with a gentle cleansing lather suitable for all skin types, including sensitive skins. High in oleic acid. A soap made with olive oil will help to condition and soften your skin. Olive oil is also a natural moisturizer, can be used to hydrate and nourish the skin. Palm oil. Palm oil contributes to lather of soap, producing a rich and creamy lather that helps to cleanse and moisturize the skin. In order to make something more durable and melting resistant, palm oil is frequently utilized. Your soap will have a considerable level of cleansing and conditioning qualities if you use palm oil in the formulation. It can result in a bar soap that had good quality when combined with other oils like coconut oil or olive oil. Coconut oil. Coconut oil has antibacterial, antifungal, and anti-inflammatory property, so it can help to tackle many kinds of skin issues. Coconut oil is a very popular soap making oil because it helps create hard bar soap with fluffy, stable lather. It's also inexpensive for many of us and readily available. The ingredients are the most crucial components of any soap bars. But bubbles still have a big impact on the soap lover's experience. Soap bars made with coconut oil creates the lovely, fluffy foam that most people enjoy. The bar soap produced by using lye is soft, smooth, and all natural. Sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are the two distinct alkaline chemicals, are referred to collectively as lye. They have a very high pH, making the mixture extremely caustic and capable of burning your skin if you aren't wearing gloves. Without lye, the oil in your formulation would stay oil. Nothing would happen them. All natural soaps contain lye, and when lye-based soaps are properly cured, they are safe to use on the skin. The reaction between the oil and lye during saponification produces a substance that may be applied to the skin without causing any harm once the curing process is done. On soap, phenoxyethanol helps stop the growth of fungus, yeast, and other microorganisms. They are more secure and have longer shelf life as a result. Phenoxyethanol is a useful component in soap productions because it is prone to microbial growth and degradation. But it is vital to use it in the proper amounts and in accordance with safety regulations to ensure that it doesn't endanger the health of the customer.
So this is once again Stella Marie's Panglos, and at this moment I am going to discuss to you the different fatty acids that made up or that composed our soap formulation. So let me start with the lauric acid, which is 0.6% in our soap formulation. So lauric acid is a saturated fatty acid that contributes hardness, cleansing, and big fluffy lather. And the next one is the linoleic acid. It is 10.9% in our soap formulation. So what is linoleic acid? Linoleic is an unsaturated fatty acid that contributes to the conditioning or moisturizing levels and is often a contributor to the silkiness of the leather. The next one is the linolenic acid. It is 0.4% in our soap formulation. So linolenic is an unsaturated fatty acid that contributes to the conditioning or moisturizing levels and is typically very low in soap formulas. So the next fatty acid is the myristic, which is 0.9% in our soap formulation. So myristic is a saturated fatty acid that contributes hardness, cleansing, and fluffy leather. And the next one is the oleic acid, which is 59.9% in our soap formulation. It has the higher percentage because one of our main oil ingredient is the olive oil. So oleic is an unsaturated fatty acid that contributes to the conditioning or moisturizing abilities of a soap. And the next one is the palmitic, which is 31.2% in our soap formulation. So palmitic is a saturated fatty acid that contributes hardness and stable, creamy lather. The next one is the ricinoleic. Actually, this is 0.0% in our soap formulation, but let me share to you its role. So ricinoleic is an unsaturated fatty acid that contributes to the conditioning or moisturizing levels and the stability of lather. And the last but obviously not the least fatty acid in our formula solution is the stearic acid. It is 4.1% in our soap formulation. So stearic is a saturated fatty acid that contributes hardness and stable lather in soap making, similar to palmitic acid, except that it has a longer carbon chain.
In our soap making activity, we have a procedure to follow so that our soap will be good and nothing will go wrong during the process. So first things first is to prepare all the ingredients, the laboratory glassware, the equipment. So it is required to use gloves, to wear long sleeves and closed shoes when doing this activity. Second step is we need to sterilize our pre-washed cloth or towel for soap insulation process through steaming. So use the steamer provided by instructor to sterilize the cloth, or you can use rice cooker as a steamer. We need to steam this for 15 minutes only and secure the sterilized cloth or towel in a clean plastic. So the third step is we need to clean the soap molders, the containers, the glassware with soap, dishwashing liquid or paste. So in a final rinse, we use distilled water to remove the impurities. As for the wiping, or kanang pamalahon siya, gagamit ta og paper towel para paper towel not tissue, toilet tissue, because kanang para di walay mabilin na mga fibers sa mga equipments. Steps is the combine the palm oil, olive oil, coconut oil. Palm oil ato i-measure nila nato og 200 grams. The olive oil is 150 grams and the coconut oil is 100 grams. Then atong iset aside in a larger and clean plastic container. Gagamit ang pitcher. So ato ibutang ang mga oil sa pitcher. So after the combinations oil. Next step is naga-measure po ta og 171 milliliters of distilled water using the graduated cylinder or the beaker. So next is mutimbang ta og 68 grams of NaOH using a pocket weighing After nato ma-measure ang timbang sa NaOH, so slowly add this to the distilled water while gently stirring until the NaOH is fully dissolved and the liquids is clear. So, habang ang usa ka member gahawad sa NaOH sa water, distilled water, napoy usa ka member ga hinahinay og stir para ma-dissolve jud ang NaOH. Then ang mailhan nato na dissolve is na-clear na ang liquid. So, atong i-let cool down for a few minutes. Number 8, slowly and gently pour your lye water into your oil mixture. So, katong lye na NaOH, to na-dissolve na siya, atong slowly and gently pour sa katong oil mixture na atong gibutang sa picture. Is pulse the stick blender a few times and watch as the oils and the lye start to combine. So, switch between short pulses and stirring with a blender until the mixture comes together to a light trace or kanang liquid ang kabaga sa liquid niya. Step 10, working quickly, stir, dili siya i-blend, stir in the essential oils or the kanang fragrance oils. So, 1 drop of phenoxyethanol and other additives. Ngano siyang nag-working quickly because para dili siya kikanin manggod, mamala na siya dayon. Step 11. So, once your soap reaches about a medium raise or katong liquid niya is baga-baga na siya, pour it into your molder. So, katong molder, ato na ibutang sa molder na. Scrape the container using a plastic spatula to ensure no soap left behind. So, tap the molds on your table or counter to release any trapped air bubbles. So, after pagbutang na nato sa molder niya, atong scrape ang mga itong nasa taas para di siya tibugol. Bundak hinay ra para ang iyang mga na-trap ng air bubbles mawala. Ma-release is insulate the molder by covering it with a sterilized cloth. So, katatong steam nga black cloth or towel, dili na siya gamiton. Muna ang purpose. We'll cover it with a sterilized cloth to allow the soap to sit the molder for 48 to 72 hours, which is equivalent to 2 to 3 days at a room temperature. Allow it to cure for 7 to 10 days. Then, after na-cure na siya o nagahi na gid siya, ato ni siya itimbang. Kuha tag sample usa, then atong itimbang to see if there is any changes in terms of weight sa first timbang and sa final nga pagkatimbang. Here is the final step, which is atong final product or finished product. So, pack the soap with your desired soap packaging. Then soap should be ready for to be used after curing process. So after the curing process, we remove our soap in a molder and immediately let our respondents give our respondents some samples of our soap and let them try and observe for how many days. Then we give them the survey paper or the criteria and we let them write what they have observed and what are their response or comments or feedback about our soap. Here we have the effectiveness, lather and conditioning, cleansing action, and fragrance of our soap, and their personal feedback and comment. So they will give our soap with the rating 1 to 10. Respondents number 1 rate um, 8, 7, 7, and 9. His or her personal feedback is it doesn't smell too much when you have breathing condition since it has strong smell on it when too much smelling is applied. In respondents number 2, the rating is 8987, and the personal feedback comment is the smell is good, it seems like lemon scent, and then it's good for the skin. We go through the respondents number 3, which rates our soap 8 in effectiveness, 8 in lather conditioning, 9 in cleansing action, fragrance is 7. And the personal feedback or comment is wala raga irritate akong skin. So, in respondents number 4, effectiveness is 8, lather conditioning is 8, cleansing action is 9, and fragrance is 5. And the personal feedback is I like your soap. And the last respondents number 5 is effectiveness is 9, lather and conditioning is 8.5, and then cleansing action is 9, fragrance is 8. And for the personal feedback or comment is for me, it has rashes, breakdown, and that is why I stop and only use to my hands.
Because heat is released during the reaction between palm, olive, and coconut oils and NaOH is isothermic in nature. The soap and glycerol that form the white mixture, the term saponification refers to the process of making soap. On the other hand, after the soap making activity, we find our soap in perfect shape. Actual color white, which is whitish, and the smell is lemon scent because of the lemon scent that we have added in our soap formulation. And after packing our product, we conducted a survey and we have 5 respondents with which rates which gave different ratings and personal effectiveness of the soap rates about 8 to 9. The lather and conditioning of the soap rates 7 to 8.5. The cleansing action rates 7 to 9 and the fragrance rates 7 to 9 as well. And they give different feedbacks, namely that they like the soap and it doesn't irritate their skin, while there is one that said that it has rashes breakdown. That's why he stopped using it and only used for his
Then here is the
hands.
final step, which is atong final product or finished product. So, pack the soap with your desired soap packaging. Then soap should be ready for to be used after curing process.
After the laboratory soap making, among gibuhat, the packaging and everything para ano yung project. After that, we learn about the chemical process involved in the process during a lab exercise involving the creation of soap such as saponification, which is the reaction of a fat or oil with an alkali to produce a soap and glycerin. We also learn the properties of various oils and fats, how those components affect the quality of the finished product. On the other hand, biochemistry and agriculture must be integrated into the process because many of the oils and fats used in soap production, such as coconut oil, palm oil, and olive oil, are produced from agricultural products. By understanding the chemical properties of these oils and how they interact with an alkali to produce soap, farmers and agribusiness experts may make better informed decisions about crop development and processing.
Furthermore, we have learned and experienced on how to make our own soap with gentleness and focus, precautions, and the correct procedures. Though it seems easy to make, but we need to be extra careful in the process because not all liquid or solids are safe to our skin, especially the lye. Lastly, creating our own soap, which is the safe germicidal soaps, makes us to become creative because molding and curing a soap is not the end of the process, but also we need to be creative to make our own packaging. And we all know that packaging is not just serves as protection for the product inside, but it is a crucial marketing tool that helps business with branding, highlighting the product's greatest qualities, and giving customers an unforgettable experience.